Hi everyone, it's John from Riverbend Head Start, and we actually got this question from a parent. They asked, which is better, regular sugar-sweetened beverages or artificially sugar-sweetened beverages? So one of them is going to have calories and one of them is not. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about some of the research that's out there, and then I'm going to give you my opinion at the end. So the two articles, they're really good articles. These are peer-reviewed, which means other professionals, scientists, other professionals in the field have reviewed this research, and I'll put the links in the description. But the first one is Effects of Artificial Sweeteners on Body Weight, Food, and Drink Intake. And the other one is Gain Weight by Going Diet, Artificial Sweeteners and the Neurobiology of Sugar Cravings. So both of those articles are really good. They speak to, there's actually a positive correlation between weight gain and artificial sweetened beverages and artificial sweeteners. So all that means is there's just a connection over time as we've used artificial sweeteners more and more, so more diet sodas, more like Coke Zeros or more beverages that don't have any calories, we've seen an upwards in weight trends. The articles do speak to two studies. One of them was 103 participants, and it was a randomized control trial, which that's really the gold standard in research. And so basically what they did with these participants is they substituted their regular sweetened beverages with artificial sweetened beverages, and that was the only change they made. They didn't change their calorie intake, they didn't change their activity level. And the group saw no significant decrease in body weight, and they measured using BMI. So that kind of goes to show that there's not, like, just substituting with artificially sweetened beverages, and if that's the only change you make and you don't decrease your caloric intake, you don't increase your activity factor, they didn't see a significant decrease in body weight in that study. The other study, they looked at 53 participants. This group they put them on a 1,000 calorie a day intake, and then they also gave them little pills of aspartame, which is an artificial sweetener. And that group did see a significant decrease in body weight, but they attributed that to the 1,000 calorie a day diet because it's very low. And this group before was consuming more than that. So they said it didn't have to do with the artificial sweetener, it was the overall calories. So I'm going to kind of go into more my opinion now, and kind of my take on it is artificial sweetener, even though it doesn't have any calories, it's still really sweet. And so something you have to be aware of is that a lot of times when you get something that's 0 calories, you think I can consume as much of it as I want to, which kind of leads you into sometimes consuming more of this stuff, which this stuff is really sweet. And so that's going to lead you craving more sweet things as your baseline. So let's say you're drinking a lot of Coke Zeros or a lot of diet soda. What's going to happen is that your baseline, regular food might not do it for you. You may say, like, I need something that's super sweet is going to be your baseline, so you might end up consuming something like a dessert afterwards or overeating at your next meal because you're not as satisfied by the food that you're eating. The other thing is that with like a lot of this stuff, sometimes when we consume regular sugar, we're aware of how much we're doing, so we may not consume as much. The big picture thing to look at is that overall we just want to watch our portion sizes. So just because you're consuming artificial sweetener or diet doesn't mean we want to consume a ton. Once again, we want to consume just as much as we would normally consume of the sugary stuff, which is not a lot. We want to promote water as our main beverage of that we're intaking. So water is always going to be your best bet, and you still want to watch your portion sizes of sugar sweetened beverages, even if they are diet or Coke Zero or just artificially sweetened.